Oh, I'm so excited, man, I just can't hide it. I'm a mental basketball and nothing I like it. Welcome to the Daily Grind. It's Monday and basketball is back. Specifically, Grizzlies basketball is back. I am your host, Luke Hatmaker, and it's Monday. That means I got my guy, Uncle Buck, with me. How are you, brother? How are you? Are you ready for today?
I am ready for today. Let me tell you, we had our first weekend at home in I don't know, a calendar year.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I got lots to talk about. I can't wait for the college football segment. I can't wait for the our Garfield segment. I can't wait to talk Grizzlies because let me tell you, I saw some stuff
Yeah.
on the interwebs yesterday that I was
Yes.
like, I was ready to put on the back burner, like, it's not a big deal, but I'm ready to get excited.
Yeah, same. Let's just jump right into it. So the open practice was held yesterday, and a lot of people went. There's a lot of stuff to take away from it, and it was held in anticipation for today's preseason opener against the Mavericks. Before we really get into the game, what jumped out at you from the open practice? What did you see on the interwebs that you're mentioning that you liked so much?
Listen, I've never been like, oh, hey, suddenly the 7-footer can shoot threes. Miracle. Like that. It seems like every single big man, every single offseason develops a three only to never shoot it.
Yep.
But they put him in a 3-point contest with Luke Kennard.
Yeah, they
And
did.
he held it. And I was like, man, I'm telling you, it looks good. And I'm just so ready to get just filleted on this because he is what we thought we were. Well, we've seen this script so many times, but I'm like, I kind of believe. I cannot wait to listen on the radio today as the Grizzlies play the Mavericks as if this is 1947.
Yeah, it's some bullcrap. If you have the cojones to put your boy out there in a 3-point shooting contest with Luke Kennard in an open practice,
yeah,
I like. You got to feel a certain way about him.
It's like, oh, Steven Adams learned how to shoot threes. Here's a clip of him shooting 3 in a row from the corner. But at open practice, they weren't throwing him out there. Like, it's like, no. It's almost like the old bait and switch. Like, oh, you think you're going to need to – we're going to tell you need to watch out for this. But really, he's just going to be back here setting screens still.
Yeah.
They threw him out there, and I don't know what to make of it. The open practice looked like it was just all fun and games.
Yeah, man.
But I'm telling you, like, they gave the people what they wanted to see.
They gave the people what they wanted, and I mean, you and I, we drank it in. I drank it in.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have watched those boys dance for hours. You know, like it's just the fun, the energy, man. Like Grizzlies open practices always seem to be this fun, but yesterday, from what I could tell, felt a little different.
Well, and last year, you had the jaw thing hanging over you, and so I think there's a lot of different factors that play into the fact that it's just the perfect off season and the perfect ramp up to game time, because you've got job back, but then you also have like a top 10 pick, which everybody always gets excited about the off season and the next season when you've got a top 10 pick, especially when it's polarizing and it's gigantic as Zach Edey.
Yeah.
And you had such a horrible year last year with injuries, and you're getting the whole gang back together minus a couple feet, minus Gigi Jackson's foot. Yeah. So, I'm excited. I am excited. It's Monday Night Football tonight. Yep. My Saints are playing the Chiefs, and so I was like, am I going to have to split time with this? But turns out they're not even putting this on TV anyways.
Yeah.
And Bally Sports, man. That's the only thing I could say. I did a little research, before I came in. So when Bally Sports was going through all their bankruptcy stuff, they were able to work out deals in back rooms. I don't understand all of them. But deals. The Grizzlies were taken care of, and some of these other markets were more or less taken care of for this upcoming season. But I don't think Dallas was one of them. I think that was one of the markets that they were just beyond revival almost. Yeah. And so I know that. So I'll just read you what the Grizzlies tweeted out about.
So glad you just put
Bally Sports. Yeah, Bally Sports. I've got an eye doctor appointment today, so I'm not wearing my contacts.
Yeah.
I'm bringing out the specs.
You look smart.
So, look only. Bally Sports Southeast is the official broadcast partner of the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Bally Sports app will televise 3 of the Grizzlies' preseason games, starting with the home matchup against the Charlotte Hornets on October 10th. All regional broadcasts presented by FanDuel. They will also air the Indiana Pacers and the Miami Heat. That's on October 14th and 16th, and then road games. Those are the road games. So Charlotte at home, at Indiana, and at Miami. Every other game will be available on 92.9 ESPN, and all 5 preseason games, including the road games, will be able to be the radio broadcast be streamed on the Grind City Media app.
Now, can you? I might have. I swear I read on Sports Illustrated. Can you watch the game on Mavs.com? Will the Mavericks have the broadcast?
I don't know.
I think I might have seen that on Sports Illustrated right before I hopped on, that if you go to Mavs.com, but honestly, that seems like a made up. I should have looked this up. Mavs.com sounds made up. Maybe Cuban got in on that before it was good.
Well, like GrindCityMedia.com did stream all Summer League games. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility, I don't guess.
Can confirm Mavs.com is owned by the Dallas Mavericks. So maybe you can try to catch it there. I will probably go there first and try to watch it. What do you expect to see tonight or here tonight? If you can't watch it, if you're listening to it, what do you think what do you, I mean, it's preseason.
But yeah, I expect to see a lot of rotations. Obviously anybody who is the slightest bit banged up is not going to play.
Nope.
So, you're down Gigi, you're down Vince, you're down Jaren. Sure. And so outside of that, I don't know. I feel like early on in the preseason, they're still testing some stuff that they introduced in training camp. Training camp was a few days in Nashville against your own guys, and so they're going to go try it out, maybe test some rotations. I don't know, get everybody some playing time, let everybody feel good about themselves, and worry about winning later.
Yeah, I'm going to throw this up here because this is what I'm excited for in these preseason games. I'm excited to see what our second unit looks like, who our second unit looks like. I wore his jersey today mainly to make Wayno mad. Santi. Well, granted, Santi might start tonight. I mean, in place of Jaren. Who knows who knows who's starting? But I want to see what Jake looks like. I want to see if Scotty continues looking good. Yuki, they love Yuki. Apparently, I just want to see. They love Yuki. Yeah. I want to see what some of these guys got in them. It's preseason.
I think the one I'm most excited about is Laravia. If I'm being honest with you, it started out as a joke between me and Buckets because he's one of those people that just makes up his mind and will never budge. Yeah, and so I've staked my claim on him being the most wrong about Jake Laravia, and the preseason hype was there. Marcus Smart said he's got the bona fides to be the next great wing on ball defender, and I don't know. I'm really excited, mainly just so Rusty can eat the biggest plate of crows ever eaten in his life, but also because we need him. Like he fits, and I hope he's good.
Yeah, the arguments that I don't want to say arguments, the discourse that came to fruition out of that draft where it was like, is Roddy your guy or is it going to be Jake? Right. And then it's interesting to see how Jake is kind of the last. I mean, no, Vince is clearly the last man standing. I mean, Vince was, but like I saw that draft class, a picture of that draft class the other day, and it's like, wow, Vince and Jake are the only 2 left. It's cool. I like that because we're going to rely on Jake. I bet Jake plays a lot these preseason games.
I bet he does too. And I bet he shows out.
I bet he does too. I want to throw this again. Wayno's got he's coming in hot this morning. Seeing how Clark looks, like BC is someone who I think a lot of the league has forgotten about because he's coming off of that injury. And when he did play at the end of last season, it was on a crap team. BC was making a run could have been 6th man of the year. He was part of that Tyus Jones 3-headed monster that would come off the bench for us. And I'm excited to see if he still has it. It's preseason, so who knows how deep we're going to get in this, Right. I guess depending on, regardless of who plays, what the new coaching staff rolls out, it's going to be fun to watch too. Like, just what the offense looks like under this new guy.
Yeah.
Scheme. I want to see what the scheme looks like.
That is fascinating because all you hear is like, oh, they make it sound like it's something you've never seen before. Like, oh, this is changing the game of basketball.
Yes,
This is something different, especially on the pro level. And so I'm excited to see what it just looks like. If it looks, I know when you introduce new offense and stuff, it's going to be pretty clunky for a little while.
Yes.
But I hope to see what it should look like, and I'm hoping like they're acting like it's very flow, back cuts. It sounds like a beautiful kind of basketball. And so I'm really hoping we see just a little glimmer of that tonight against Dallas.
Yep. A glimmer of new offense and a whole lot of Santi is what I want to see. Santi. Shut up, Wayno. He is not Sam the Eagle. I'm excited. We'll talk more about the game tomorrow. We'll recap it. We actually have content to talk about now, so we get to just dive in. I'm really excited. But let's move over to college football because I could be mistaken, but I think I just saw the Vandy goalpost walk outside my backyard.
Oh, man. How was it in Nashville this weekend?
I stayed inside. I did not go. I didn't go out there, man. I could see – I saw the pictures from Broadway where it was like you could see the goalpost. But, I'm not a Vandy fan. I know I got an Ole Miss fan with me, dude. Like, come on.
Everybody was Vandy fans Saturday night.
Everybody was Vandy fans Saturday night.
Everybody was, yeah.
Everybody was go doors.
I'm telling you, that was one of those things. I still don't really comprehend it. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's like believing in God a little bit. Yeah. It's like I believe. I know I probably may never see it, like here on this earth, but I believe it. But I just accept the fact that I probably won't see it.
Yeah.
I saw it Saturday night. Like there is a God.
And it happened.
Alabama lost to Vanderbilt. Like my favorite thing I saw was like, wait, Alabama lost to a hospital? Like yes. Like Diego Pavia from New Mexico hung 40 on the Tide.
Not 20.
A week after 40. Alabama beats Georgia, the number one team in the country. They take the number one ranking, and then they drive to Nashville, Tennessee, and lose to Vanderbilt.
Right up the street from the Chili's. Right up the street.
Maybe that was the problem.
Man, they went and got Chili's. They went and got some chicken crispers before the game.
They went and got what is it? The
triple 10. Hey, Chili's, if you're watching, come on.
I love Chili's.
Chili's, the greatest menu on the planet. I don't want to butcher the stat, but it was something like Vandy scored more points. Did they score more points on Saturday than they had against the entire Nick Saban regime while he was at Bama? Like,
yes, I saw that too. I think they had scored 23 points against Nick Saban's Alabama team. The 17 years he was there, and they didn't play every year. They didn't play every year, but they played enough.
They played enough. They played enough.
And it is listen, that's a whole nother breed of folks out there east of Mississippi. Like they worship Jesus and Nick Saban and the Tide, and I don't know if that's the correct order, if I'm being honest with you. And they are every bit of goodwill Kalen DeBoer gained by beating Kirby Smart in Georgia last week.
It's gone. He
went 2 times lower.
Down.
Like they're ready to send him out.
Yeah.
Viking funeral this dude. Put him on the Mississippi, let us shoot arrows at him.
I mean, they might have put him on the goalpost and floated him down the Cumberland. I didn't see. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, what was that attached to the goalpost? Oh, that was Kalen DeBoer's hogtied.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But it wasn't even the only upset of Saturday.
No, dude.
You want to talk about it? You want to talk it out?
The
Volunteers go to Western Arkansas and lose to the Razorbacks. They're calling the Hogs on the Volunteers there, And Nico, he's a freshman. I've been saying this. He's amazing, but he's a freshman. And he had a freshman moment at the end of that game, running out of bounds as the clock expired. Like,
can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee scores 14 points on a road game in the SEC. You're just not going to win that game. And so, luckily for Tennessee, it seems like everybody's losing a game.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, one loss. I mean, who's undefeated now? It's Miami.
Ohio State, Oregon's still undefeated.
But they play Ohio State next week.
Texas, yes.
Texas.
So as an Ole Miss fan,
are the Hoosiers? I feel like
the Hoosiers.
The
Hoos. Yeah. As an Ole Miss fan, I was in a pretty dark spot last week because you lost a home game to Kentucky. We were number 7 in the country. A week later, Alabama, Tennessee, Missouri, Michigan, and Southern Cal lose in front of you, and you jump back up to 9. I mean, like, you're right in this. Everybody is in this still.
Yes,
like, there's nobody that's been eliminated from anything at this point.
This is why college football is excellent. And this is why the expanded college football playoff is really cool, because we're 6 weeks in, and there's still all these dogs are still in it, man. Like everybody. It's really fascinating to watch. And all week, man, I just was watching the Rebels. I was like, man, Uncle Buck's going to be.
Yeah. Listen, Ole Miss had everything going again. I mean, it was the worst they could have played.
Yeah.
And they played 4 disgusting high school teams that did not even get their heart rate up. And then Kentucky came in, and it was their 3rd SEC game of the year. They were battle tested. They kicked you in the mouth, and you didn't respond. But then
you did.
You got it together. You went to South Carolina, and you whipped a good team like a redheaded stepchild. I mean, 27-3.
Hey.
I'm sorry. Does that bring back some bad memories?
Blonde-headed stepchild.
Yeah. And so you just flexed on South Carolina. It really should. They weren't as polished on offense on routes down the field as they have been against other teams all year, or it would have been worse.
Yeah.
And so the Rebs are back. Uncle Buck's back. Ready to start talking again.
Man, college football is great because you get beat. Like you get beat by Kentucky. And not only you get beat, you get like smacked in the mouth. You can tell a lot about a team.
Good about it. Yeah,
you can tell a lot about a team about how they come out and respond. I think more so than the NFL, because these are kids. Like these.
Right.
You got to remember these are kids we're talking about, and how they come out and like have the maturity and the gumption to be like, you know what, we're not going to take that 2 weeks in a row. It's really cool to see. It's really.
That's why I think it's always helpful to have an experienced quarterback in that situation. Like, you don't see many, if any, freshman quarterback leading teams to national championships. It's because when adversity hits, you need a guy there that's has righted the ship before, who's rallied the troops before, who knows what he's doing. And so I think Kiffin and Jackson Dart and some of those older players that Ole Miss has got them on the straight and narrow and said, because the truth was, if you went and lost to South Carolina, you can just go home.
Yep,
like, that's just bad.
Season's over. You
still have to play Georgia.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can't lose 3. Like,
losing 3 is a death sentence for any sort of postseason. If you lose 3 games in college football, you see you next year.
Yeah. And so Ole Miss went and won and saw everybody else lose, and it's like, all right, game's back on.
Honestly, like, best case scenario if you're a Rebels fan, because you go from 8th, 9th. I mean, like,
yeah.
Pretty nice.
I mean, I told Buckets, I said, Mississippi State didn't play football this weekend, so they didn't lose. But they should have, because if Vandy can beat Alabama, this was probably Mississippi State's only shot at upsetting somebody. Like, something happened. There was magic.
Magic down at that hospital, man. I don't know what they're putting in those IVs, but it's cool working. We're going to take a break. When we get back, that's enough college football. Although it was a good week, man. Like, the college football season is still exciting. I love that it's still exciting. Next
week's the week. Like,
next week's the week.
You got Ohio State, Oregon, you've got Texas, Oklahoma. Ole Miss goes to LSU. Big rivalry between the dogs, Georgia and Mississippi State.
Yep.
I mean,
we're going to know a lot
correct
more
me.
next week. Maybe not know a lot, but there's going to be a lot more. Things going to be shook out a little bit more after next week, I'd say. But let's take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to talk about the weekend a little bit, because you said you didn't do anything, or you said you were at home. I was home. This felt like the first weekend I got to enjoy in a long time, and we're going to talk about it right after this break.
I think Jabari Smith Jr., and I don't want this to be true, but I almost feel maybe Tobias Harris, yo.
What's wrong with Tobias Harris? We've had this discussion. All the guy does is give you a double-double, 20 and 10.
Bro.
That's it. That's it. Every night.
Who?
Tobias Harris.
Stop that. Tobias Harris gives you a double-double 8 times a year. Stop that.
What?
He gives you
8 times a year.
I'm a fan. And this is what I'm saying, because I continue to be like, he's a dude he's a tease. It's a tease. It's like, God, dog, he's sexy. But it just won't work. Like he should be, but it's there, but it's just, when the games, it's just consistently. I don't know if it's you need more people to believe in it, something, but I don't want him, and also just to get lost in the rest in that Houston team.
Tune in to the Night Court podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
I've always thought Norvell wasn't really that tight to me, because I was like, bro, this dude ain't it to me, bro. He left with the humility, and that's the only reason why people ain't destroying his ass right now.
That 2019 year is what supplanted his legacy as he's the man.
Oh, yeah,
but let's not forget, he was one missed 20-yard field goal against Tulsa away from all of that being nothing. That one field goal changed everything. That missed field goal sent them to the AAC championship, brought game day to their place. I mean, that field goal changed a lot of people's careers. Ryan Silverfield wouldn't be here. Norvell wouldn't be in Florida State. It just changed everything. So
yep, that's facts. That's facts. Get him out of here. It'll put Memphis in the pole position to go and do what they gotta do to get to the college football playoff. If you win out, you got a chance to win out if you win this game against Florida State.
How crazy is that going to be?
It's going to be crazy.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. Spoiler alert, most of our ads aren't normally that awkward. We'll hopefully get some new ones in. Go Memphis, go Tigers. You can catch all that. You can catch Tigers Untapped. You can catch Anthony Sane Show. You can catch Night Court. But the big one, y'all, they're coming back tonight. Grizz 901 returns October 7th. That's the day at halftime versus the Mavericks. They're going to be back. I'm going to be there. DG's going to be there, I hope. Daniel will be there. They're all going to be back. And I can't wait. I love those
Nate's
dudes.
baby going to show up.
Nate's baby is going to host, I think, maybe in a suit.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Nate. I'd like
show us Nate's baby.
Show us Nate's. We want Nate's baby. If the Grizzlies are up at halftime, I think we should get Nate's baby. I think that's fair. But check them out. That show's awesome. That's going to be at halftime. 8:15, I believe, is when the broadcast is technically scheduled to go. Go check them out. Theodore will be there. I also didn't know his kid's name was Theodore.
I didn't either. My dog's name's Theodore. I mean, Ted.
Ted.
Yeah, Ted.
This is gonna just check it out. Grizz 901 halftime. Go check all that out. But back to our show.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I'm excited. And it also, I guess Daniel said it looks like Mavs.com will have the game blacked out for us. So radio or nothing, which is great. But back to our show. It's Monday. And on Monday, we like to celebrate Garfield the cat, because Garfield the cat, he loves lasagna, but he hates Mondays. So we talk about what we loved and we hated from the weekend. I guess I can go first. I loved that it was an actual weekend. We talked about it briefly. Like we've just been going. You got kids to do stuff. We got kids to do stuff. There's just a lot of stuff happening. And man, when I tell you that, like, there's a couch in front of me, when I tell you I laid on that couch and
oh my gosh,
didn't do anything but watch TV and movies and sports. Fantasy team won. It was just like, I felt like Jabba the Hutt. It was awesome. That was my lasagna, my Monday, and this is the last time you're going to hear me just complain about something that's generic and that every middle-aged white guy complains about the weather. I'm tired of it being hot. I'm
You
sick
got
of
your
it.
wish though.
I
mean,
know.
it's supposed to be high 70s this week in North
Yeah.
Mississippi.
Yeah, I
I mean,
can't
it's gonna
wait.
be colder up there in North Tennessee.
It's gonna be great. It's funny because I'm still south of the Mason-Dixon line. But how about you? What was your weekend?
I mean, we're kind of vibing off each other right now because like between ball and weddings and everything else, like man, we haven't been home on a Saturday, so we just my wife was just like, I want to go yard sailing. I was like, okay, go. You know, my mother-in-law kept the 2 babies, so it was just me and the older 2 at the house all day Saturday. I was like, well, I'm just gonna watch football all day, and then I was decided like, you know what, I'm bored. So I called my cousin. You know, we grew up right next to each other. We're like brothers. There's 3 of us. What y'all doing? Oh, we're watching football game over here. And I was like, all right, we're on our way. So we just had a family reunion, watched football all day, and threw baseball in the yard like kids. We all had our baseball mitts, like just playing pitch and catch in the yard. Like it was great. And
that's awesome.
So yesterday I came home and I took a nap like during the middle of the day, which is something that hasn't happened since, I don't know, at least March when our son was born.
A nap?
A nap. And I slept so hard, I woke up with my head hurting.
Oh, dude, those are the best kind of.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you wake up, but you know you can't move, but you're aware that you're awake, but you're like, I can't move.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, and then to top everything off, all my kids are on fall break this week. So
it is fall break.
Yeah, so if you want a lasagna.
Oh yeah, man, you got your kids. You're like, yeah, I had this great weekend, and we topped it off with fall break starting. It's great.
Yeah.
So you got a house full now.
Yeah, well, I mean, just the typical 4. I think my wife was going to take the babies to daycare because you still have to pay for it, whether you take them or not. It's like, no, we're paying for it. You send them kids to daycare.
You're going.
Yeah, and so they're going to do something fun today, and I'm going to go get my eyes checked out and go back to work.
Oh my God, I don't know how you're doing that. Don't do the thing where they don't get your eyes dilated, man. Last time I went, I was like, yeah, do it. And then I realized I didn't have a ride home. And so I was having to drive. I got halfway home and they were like, oh, can you come back? We didn't finish the exam. And I was like, what? So I had to turn around and drive back with these big shades on. And they were like, it took like 5 minutes. The eye doctor, kids, from 2 people that wear contacts with bad eyes. Go get your eyes checked. Enjoy your fall break, Uncle Buck. That's going to do it for our show, y'all. Everybody, if you're on fall break, have a good one. Be safe. We got Grizz basketball tonight, y'all. We're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
Tap in.
Tap in. Again, I'm going to throw this up. Grizz 901 tonight, halftime versus the Mavs. Check them out. It's going to be on YouTube. The YouTubes, they're going to live stream on Twitter too, like we do. Just check it out. It's the best. Those guys do great stuff over there. It really is awesome. King Meeks, DG, Wayno, thank you guys for hanging with us. Everybody else, thanks for chilling with us this morning. Thank you for spending your Mondays with us on the mornings. I'll be back tomorrow with Rusty. We're going to talk NFL. We're going to recap the game. If I can leave you with 2 things today, as you go about your Mondays, you go about work, remember just to be a little bit weird, just a little bit, and remember to smile. Bye, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Go Grizz.